Hi, welcome. So, where are we? Pages 741 and 42 from excerpts from TheSovereignLight, named after my ministry. And this is a course in metaphysical spirituality. And this is an audiovisual version of my book. Let me introduce myself for starters. My name is Reverend Maria Arvanitidis, and my ministry is all about spirituality and the expressing of ourselves, our creative self-expressions, when inspired through others engaging with everything around us and what inspires us. We're animated and reanimated moment by moment with every breath in that we take. Let's do this. Let's take a deep breath in. And all the way down from the crown of our head. Imagine it opening up like to the size of a pillar of an orange right here. And just breathe in all that energy to your heart space center. And from there, breathe it out into your resonating field, your plasmic beingness that you create as a reflection to learn and teach and learn soul and spirit, higher self and expanded consciousness merging together in a beautiful dance. And from the soles of your feet, always have your back straight. And just imagine the soles of your feet, that arched part underneath, expanding to as much as it can, like even a golf ball, if possible even. And you either grow roots all the way down to the core of the earth, where all the crystals might be. And just breathe that in all the way and merge it and combine it with whatever it is you're breathing from the ethers. And then let it mix alchemically and breathe it out. And again, breathe in. Let your heart space center focus and feel that when you breathe, that you're breathing from there. That you're breathing from there, because that connects us to both worlds. When we breathe from the heart, we're connecting to both the feminine and the masculine aspects. We're connecting to both electrical and magnetic. We're connecting to the higher mind. We're connecting to the lower aspects of thoughts. And as we release them and we clear, we can create whatever it is we need to learn from those that serve us, those thoughts. And once we deal with them and work through them, then we can start to co-create, in the sense that we're creators. We are, when we learn to take responsibility. And so we do this by discernment. We learn to discern. We feel. How is it that we're feeling? What is these thoughts imprinted on us that are making us feel in these ways What are we believing that are borrowed thoughts that aren't even ours, that we're made to think that it's perhaps even, oh, all our fault, or that we must be feeling shame or guilt? And thus, let's continue on. Today, 309, on what is guilt and shame. And whenever you're ready, just feel that sigh of relief, that you're breathing in and expanding awareness into your expanding consciousness, and bringing it in and combining it with your higher self source. So, what are we doing, in fact? Are we not but a sliver of that consciousness at any given moment? So when we quantum leap into another parallel reality, or another angle, or another perspective, what in fact we are doing is checking out yet another sliver, that we can go from one matrix and create another one. We can also clear it, ionize it, clear the ionic sphere, meaning, once we do that, we're cleansing. And we're cleansing all the static that infiltrates through us moment by moment, that we think those thoughts and how they make us feel. And how is it that they make us feel? Reactionary, mindful. If they catch on, if they have any weighted imprint of feeling, then what is it that we're hanging on to, and why? So these are the things that we work through. Okay, so let's keep going. And I will start reading from page 741. Nothing can be more sinister than the reality of a system that has agreed upon enslavement with a card number to represent their social status. It cannot be further from the truth to have the acronym suggest, like from a Canadian, as the obvious. It's called social insurance number, and the acronym is SIN, to sin. And so perhaps it was, and just like in its design, to social structure for this Canadian idea of having a social insurance number, as well intended for the self and greater good to function with. So, with that said, today's affirmation, activation, and how it is we feel, whether we're making friends with an anteater or a beautiful horse over there that I'm about to perhaps go on a nice ride on. I just gotta find where it went. It's a beautiful field out here. And so, nothing but farmland and nurseries. Yes, this is a palm tree nursery. And so, whenever we're ready, lesson 269, let's continue. Take a nice deep breath in. And sometimes gravity has a way with all. And we just have to kind of try and adjust it a little bit. Right. And my heaven is here as I exist within the now. And nothing excites me more than to feel it with such anticipation. There is no shame to seek out nature's beauty from within her guilt-free, deserving paradise. And take another deep breath in and stretch. My heaven is here as I exist within the now, and nothing excites me more than to feel it with such anticipation. There is no shame to seek out nature's beauty from within her guilt-free, deserving paradise. And take a nice deep breath in. My heaven is here as I exist within the now, and nothing excites me more than to feel it with such anticipation. There is no shame to seek out nature's beauty from within her guilt-free, deserving paradise. And as the queen and king, monarchy of the world and state, religion suggest a service to the many in order to be allowed to serve the self with after. For the many that have served their greater good exclusively and in exchange for a better life after death. The shame comes when in service to the self and from the beings that ride on the guilt of others to enslave with such programs, the system of the world has lost its way by making it exclusive, the privilege given to the retired and expired shelf life from the game well played, now within the corridors of God's waiting room. The start to live in freedom. We start to live in freedom. That start to live in freedom. Any way you have it. What is this freedom worth to you? Some aspects of the self do make, whilst others make it elsewhere, and to the same ends meet, the evolution will not cease, no matter of its made-up laws to rule over it with the many. And now, my heaven is where? It is here, as I exist. And now, within the now, and nothing excites me more, it shouldn't, than to feel it with such anticipation. There is no shame to seek out nature's beauty, and from within her guilt-free, deserving paradise. Only a few can claim to really have awakened from the sleep of doom and death, to fall into such depths of it, and from this a density that can be punishable, to savor every last drop of hell there is, and to capture for the masters that it makes. There is no shame to feel, but only from the falseness of the physical it might to deceive and to linger enough as real in deprivation from the physical and all the many pleasures that the self can to find with Spirit. Take a deep breath in for a moment. We're only to be held outside and to escape from its body, if but a moment, in the ethers of its light, to witness such metaphysical delight called bliss. To cut off the breathing in a stranglehold feels euphoric, does it not? Because it is the place where the two worlds meet. But of course, the helpless cutting off from its own breath can also cause the chest to feel restricted from within its grief. So when we're feeling grief, we feel the same kind of stranglehold, you see? And what are we bottling up inside our hearts? So release with every breath today. Release it. Compassion. And for the selfless parts that still remain in such delusion, to experience the flattened state of being. So the purpose is to really, truly feel the lungs today. Expand. And with the ecstasy of life, and with all the love the self can handle, to absorb from the overwhelming bliss with satisfaction. And I will leave you with today's affirmation. And may it find you well. My heaven is here as I exist within the now, and nothing excites me more than to feel it with such anticipation. There is no shame to seek out nature's beauty from within her guilt-free, deserving paradise. My heaven is here as I exist within the now, and nothing excites me more than to feel it with such anticipation. There is no shame to seek out nature's beauty from within her guilt-free, deserving paradise. My heaven is here as I exist within the now, and nothing excites me more than to feel it with such anticipation. There is no shame to seek out nature's beauty from within her guilt-free, deserving paradise. And with that said, I look forward to seeing you again, some more. And from two-dimensional flat artistic expressions that there's many of, to this here paradise palm coconut nursery. It's my pleasure to share with you today.